Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, David M coming at you here with another video. We're going to call this one HotBoxin with David M in reference to Iron Mike Tyson's podcast that he does. But emphasis on the word boxing because this is an all boxing showcase and there's really only a couple things I'm going to show. And I got a little bit of story to go along with it. So to set the scene, here's my two favorite Tysons. Now, for anybody that watched my kind of tour of the card room, these two magazines hang on the wall in a plastic sleeve, or plastic sleeves. This is the one, I guess you could call this like his rookie SI. That's what I would call it, from January of '86. Mike Tyson, the next great heavyweight. And then this one over here on your left is from December of '86, so not even a year later, where Mike Tyson wins the championship at 20. So some really cool stuff there. And so to get to the story real quick, a few years ago, probably at least 3 years ago, when I was at my dad's kind of cherry picking all the Sports Illustrateds I want before he threw all the other stuff out, I kind of noticed when I got done stockpiling them that there was a huge selection of boxing magazines that I kept because, like a lot of people my age, I loved boxing in the 80s and then in the 90s, and really even to the very early 2000s. Before I quit watching it. But man, the days of Mike Tyson, he was the baddest man on the planet to me as a kid. And I just remember what fights we could watch of his were mainly highlights because it's tough to convince Pops to order the pay-per-view when it'd be over in 5 minutes. I'd try to listen to it or watch it scrambled, I guess I should say. But he was such a beast. Well, and even to this day, I love getting on YouTube and just watching all the highlights, all of his knockouts, all that stuff. It's just incredible. But anyway, and I was talking at the time to James Elite Hunter, so big shout out to him. And he showed me a card, and I was like, man, I gotta have that card. I gotta have that card. And here we are a few years later, and I finally won that card on auction for a great deal. It's not a especially cheap card, so I had to wait on one to kind of fall to me at auction, but I'm going to show that now. That is this one right here. The 1987 Question of Sport, Mike Tyson. This one's in a PSA 8, and look at that image. Let me pan in here, just knocking the soul and all the teeth out of Mitch Green. That mouthpiece there silhouetted up against Tyson's left bicep. Just an absolute perfect image of Mike Tyson in the 80s. Man, just Mike Tyson's, I would pay serious money to play Mike Tyson's Punch Out right now, but just awesome image on this card. And here's the back. For anyone that may not know, and I'm sure you all do know, Question of Sport was a British card game. And they didn't have just boxing cards. They had racing cards, golf cards, just all kinds of sports. And there's actually more than one Mike Tyson in that set. The other one is it's not a great image. It is a full shot of the back of his head. But I've seen it a lot of times go for even more than this one. I don't know. I have to assume it's more rare. But anyway, I just love this card so much, and it's taken all these years to get it. I've had it a couple months now at least, but I think I got it right at Christmas. But just haven't had a chance to show it. But as things tend to happen, and I'm going to put this right here. And the other thing I was going to say, a lot of people consider this kind of his rookie card. There is a 1986 Panini sticker. That's 1 year older. I guess some people would maybe consider that the rookie, but that is a sticker. It's also like 10 grand, so I'll never have it, but I'll put the rookie card by the rookie mag. And as things tend to do, getting that card led down a rabbit hole of all kinds of other great boxing cards. And again, shout out to James Elite Hunters, who's shown some of this stuff before, but I'm only going to show one more in this video since this is all about Tyson, and that's this one. The 91 Ring Lords sample card. This one also in a PSA 8. Wish Don King's ass wasn't in it, but still, that's all right. Great image there of Mike Tyson. And these Ring Lords sample cards are really cool cards. Really like them. I've got a few more that I'll show in the next boxing video I do. But was thrilled to add that one as well. And man, let me tell you, and again, I'll explain it more in later boxing videos, and I'll show more boxing SIs that are just great images. I sent a lot of them off to James back then, but I've still got a ton of them. They're fun to collect. They're actually, especially compared to the other sports, pretty darn cheap to collect. And when I show you a couple of very much older ones in another boxing video I do, I'll really highlight what you can get as far as just crazy awesome pre-war even boxing for the prices. But anyway, I'll quit rambling. I hope everyone is doing well and enjoyed this showcase of Iron Mike. And I will catch everybody next time.